Debt has never been easier. It's instant, frictionless, and you don't need a bank appointment, credit card, or money in your account. All you need is a button that says, Buy now, pay later. It sounds harmless. 4 payments over 6 weeks, 0 interest, 0 guilt. It's a way to enjoy life without the wait. In just a few years, buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm have turned impulse purchases into financial products. You can now split the cost of anything, medical bills, clothes, even a Big Mac, into neat little installments. It feels like magic. But is this really just debt wearing a new face? In a system built on endless consumption, easy money can be very dangerous. And for millions of users, this illusion of financial control becomes a cycle of dependency. Miss a payment, and your credit can take a hit. Miss several, and debt collectors enter the picture. So, how did this happen? How did convenience become a trap? Taking out a loan used to be a serious decision. But after the pandemic, the world changed. Not just how we worked or lived, but how we spent. Buy now, pay later companies exploded seemingly overnight. They sold themselves as the friendlier face of finance. No interest, no paperwork, no shame. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. People were stuck at home, anxious and restless. At the same time, savings were thin and wages were stagnant. Buy now, pay later looked like liberation. It offered instant gratification without the guilt of traditional debt. The marketing tapped into a generational mood. Where credit cards felt old-fashioned and intimidating, these apps felt fresh, friendly, and cool. The logos were pastel, the language was casual, and the tone was empowering. Credit used to be reserved for major purchases: cars, appliances, furniture, things you could justify borrowing for. Now, it's been normalized for everything, down to burritos and lipstick. And because the payments are so small, people stop thinking of them as debt at all. But those small payments add up. A few dollars here, a few there, and suddenly you're juggling half a dozen loans across multiple apps. There's no single bill, no monthly statement, just a series of quiet withdrawals from your account. And that's the genius of the system. It hides the debt until it's too late to stop it. Buy now, pay later didn't invent consumer debt. It just made it frictionless. And that's what makes it dangerous. The payment model is simple by design, because each payment feels small, manageable, and forgettable. A $100 jacket becomes 4 payments of $25. But what happens when you buy the jacket, shoes, and new headphones, all in the same month? You're now juggling multiple loans across multiple apps, each one hitting your bank account on different days. The illusion of control fades fast. Miss a payment, and that interest-free plan starts to look a lot like a payday loan. Many providers charge late fees that can reach up to 25% of the order's total value. Even worse, the moment a payment fails, some companies immediately send the debt to collection agencies, sometimes without warning. So a few missed installments can wreck your credit score overnight. And here's the catch. Many buy now, pay later loans aren't visible on your credit report. That means you can take out several at once, with no single system tracking how much debt you've actually accumulated. By the time a consumer realizes how deep they're in, the automatic withdrawals, overdraft fees, and collection calls have already started. Because these platforms operate in a regulatory gray area, they don't have to follow the same consumer protection rules as credit card companies. You can't always dispute charges, pause payments, or easily contact human customer service when something goes wrong. The magic of this system is its invisibility, and the trap works precisely because it doesn't look like one. Hey, quick pause! If you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to catch more content like this, so you don't miss a thing. Everything about their design is intentional. It's not meant to remind you of debt. It's meant to make you feel good about spending. Open one of these apps, and you're greeted with affirmations like, "You've unlocked a new spending limit," or "Great job, your next payment is on track." The experience feels more like a game than a financial transaction. This is no accident. It's called gamification, and it's one of the most powerful psychological tools in modern tech. Every swipe, click, and notification is crafted to keep you engaged. Pay off one installment, and you're rewarded with a digital pat on the back. You're conditioned to keep going, to buy more, to level up. Underneath that friendly surface lies a complex system of data collection. These companies track every purchase, every missed payment, and every behavioral cue. They know what you hesitate to buy and what time of day you shop. Then algorithms use that information to tailor new offers and spending limits, nudging you to spend just a little bit more. Just as social media platforms are designed to keep you scrolling, buy now, pay later platforms are designed to keep you spending. The design hides the risk and amplifies the reward, teaching users to associate debt with pleasure. And once you realize how much science has gone into making you click buy, you start to see that the game was never meant to be fair. For an industry that moves billions of dollars a year, buy now, pay later operates in an astonishingly unregulated space. These companies present themselves as tech innovators, not lenders, and they fight hard to keep it that way. Buy now, pay later platforms argue that they're not issuing credit but facilitating payments. That legal gray area has shielded them from many of the transparency, reporting, and dispute resolution rules that apply to credit cards. As a result, consumers often find themselves with few rights when things go wrong. Disputed charges, technical glitches, and unauthorized withdrawals, issues that credit card users can easily contest, can become nightmares when they happen through these apps. When regulators finally tried to step in, the industry pushed back immediately. In 2024, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau ruled that buy now, pay later companies must follow the same standards as credit card issuers, allowing customers to dispute charges, get refunds, and receive clear statements of what they owe. But the response from the industry was ferocious. Lobbyists representing these companies spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight the rule. Political allies in Congress introduced legislation to block it, framing the regulation as bureaucratic overreach. Behind the scenes, venture capital firms and investors poured money into campaigns and lawsuits designed to delay or dismantle oversight altogether. Their message was familiar: regulation kills innovation. The truth is, this isn't innovation, it's evolution. The same old predatory practices dressed up in a new interface. And unless the rules catch up, the next financial crisis might not start on Wall Street. It might start in your shopping cart. If debt is the trap, then the only way out is through awareness, reform, and self-defense. The buy now, pay later industry thrives on confusion, on the belief that small payments aren't real debt, that a few dollars here and there can't hurt. Breaking the cycle starts by stripping away that illusion. First, transparency. These companies should be required to play by the same rules as traditional lenders. Clear statements, full disclosure of fees, and visible totals of what consumers actually owe. If buy now, pay later is credit, and it is, then it should be regulated like credit. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has already begun this process, pushing to classify them under the same legal framework as credit cards. But the resistance from the industry shows how profitable the confusion really is. Real reform means pulling these loans into the light, forcing transparency where there's currently opacity. Second, education. Understanding how compound debt works, how missed payments ripple through credit systems, and how interest-free often hides costs elsewhere can save people from years of struggle. Schools, workplaces, and social media all need to play a role in teaching what the fine print really means. But while regulation and education can fix part of the system, personal awareness matters too. Before signing up for another installment plan, ask the hard questions. Do I really need this right now? What happens if my income changes next month? Would I buy this if I had to pay in full? That pause, the moment of reflection, is where financial freedom begins. Because the companies offering freedom through debt don't want you to be free at all. They want you paying forever. Debt isn't just a personal problem anymore, it's the architecture of modern life. We live in an economy where almost nothing is earned outright. Homes are mortgaged, cars are financed, and now even basic purchases are sliced into installments. The very idea of living within your means has become outdated because the means keep shrinking. That's the story behind Buy Now, Pay Later. It's not an innovation, it's an adaptation to a broken system. A world where young people can't afford the basics without borrowing from their future. So the next time a screen tells you, pay later, remember what it really means. It's not just a payment plan, it's an invitation to stay trapped. And it doesn't exist in isolation. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. And click the video on your screen right now to check out how the same generation trapped in these credit cycles is the one locked out of stable jobs.